What is going on, everyone? First and foremost, I want to say thank you for being here right now, watching this video. I do really appreciate you for your time. And I would really appreciate if you do consider subscribing, simply because it does truly help me out a lot. Now, we're going to be reacting to 50 Cent leaks how Beyonce sells herself for power. Sean Paul, Terrence Howard, and more. You get what I mean? The thing about 50, man, he's not afraid to tell the truth. You get what I mean? Or share his opinion on these kind of things. You get what I mean? We all know a lot of people are afraid to actually come out and expose Jay-Z, Diddy, things like that, man. He doesn't hold back whatsoever. And he has his reasons, man. He does not like Diddy at all. For example, he does not like Diddy. I'm pretty sure even 50 Cent's baby mom, Daphne Joy, that's her name or something, was recently named in one of Diddy's lawsuits for being Diddy's ex-worker, which is insane, getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to do things, which is wild, man. And it's crazy, man. But 50 Cent, I mean, Diddy did try 50 Cent at one point, did try to take his manhood, take him shopping. Why would you take another grown man shopping? I don't know, man. That's Diddy. That's Diddy, man. But overall, not going to do too much yapping. So without further ado, let's just play the video, get a better understanding. And at the end, I'll share my opinion on this whole entire situation.
I'm talking to Jay.
You're talking to Jay.
As soon as I talked to Jay, she jumped down, came over. I said, "Oh shit, look at this!" And I'm like, "Wait, what is you doing?" That stuff, that's me and Jay-Z's.
Blue Ivy is not Jay-Z's child. Ty Smith is.
50 Cent's been on fire lately, and it's like he's just one step away from blowing the lid off the whole entertainment scene. Fans are saying that when he hits up the Club Shay Shay podcast, it's gonna be pandemonium, because the dirt he's got on these celebs, insane. At least that's what everybody's saying. Now guess who's next on his hit list? None other than the one and only Beyonce. Yeah, Queen Bey herself. Seems like 50's got some beef, not just with Jay-Z, but with his better half too. Now, we all get why he might have some bones to pick with Jay-Z, what with those rumors flying around about his shady dealings. But Beyonce? She's always been this picture-perfect icon, untouchable in the eyes of the public. Or so we thought, but hold up, cause 50's out here hinting that maybe Beyonce ain't as squeaky clean as we think. He's dropping hints that there's more to her than meets the eye, that maybe that flawless facade is just a cover-up for something darker. And what's the bombshell he's supposedly sitting on? Brace yourself. He's claiming Beyonce's been playing a little game of power, trading favors with men to climb that ladder. I know, it sounds wild. I mean, who'd even imagine Beyonce doing something like that? But before you dismiss it outright, think about it. There have been whispers for ages about her getting cozy with different dudes behind closed doors. And how many times can someone be caught up in the same scandal before there's gotta be some truth to it, right? So buckle up, because we're about to delve deep into the mystery of how Queen Bey allegedly got tangled up in this mess. Now, you know how the rumor mill never stops churning, right? Well, word on the street is that before Beyonce locked it down with Jay-Z, she was out there exploring her options, if you catch my drift. But here's where it gets spicy. Apparently, she wasn't just out there doing her thing before the Jay-Z days. She was allegedly keeping her options open even while she was with him. Yeah, sounds like Queen Bey might have had her own little roster of good hair men on the side. Now, we all know Beyonce's got serious pull in the industry, but the gossip is suggesting that back in the day, before she was the powerhouse she is now, she might have been cozying up to these dudes to gain some leverage, you know, like power couple goals and all that jazz. And get this, not only was she supposedly playing the game, but she also allegedly left these guys high and dry while painting herself as the innocent victim. Meanwhile, Beyonce and Jay-Z are still out here living their best lives. So let's dish some names, shall we? First up on the alleged roster, Terrence Howard. Yeah, the guy from Empire. Seems like he might have been more than just a co-star at one point. Now, even before her iconic solo acts, Beyonce was already turning heads as a member of the originally four-girl group, Destiny's Child. She's always K-It on stage. This brings us to the drama that transpired between Beyonce and Terrence. As a matter of fact, there was a time when she had literally taken Terrence Howard's breath away. Until now, fans can't stop talking about it. It was 16 years ago, yet the YouTube clip of that moment still gets comments to this day, pointing out the Empire actor's hilarious reaction to Queen Bey's presence. Back in 2004, Destiny's Child dropped their sultry R&B jam, Cater to You. And let me tell you, it was a hit among fans, especially the fellas. I mean, the song's all about these gorgeous girls pledging to serve up some serious TLC to their men whenever they please. Fast forward 17 years though, and it's a whole different story. Folks are trying to cancel the tune, calling out its lyrics for being, well, not exactly progressive when it comes to women. Particularly lines like, "My life would be purposeless without you," and "When you come home late, tap me on my shoulder, I'll roll over," aren't sitting well with the crowd these days. But rewind to 2005, and things were a whole lot different. Remember when Destiny's Child slayed the stage with Cater to You at the BET Awards? Those girls were on fire, dressed to the nines in elegant nude brown dresses that hugged every curve. And don't even get me started on Beyonce. Folks were straight up mesmerized by her beauty, with YouTube commentators still swooning over her looks to this day. Now, here's where things get juicy. The girls were looking for 3 lucky dudes to join them on stage for a little catering special. And who does Beyonce pick? None other than Terrence Howard, who happened to be sitting right next to her parents. At first, Howard was all smiles, but as the performance went on, his expression shifted. It's like he became totally hypnotized by Beyonce's performance. Things reportedly got steamy after that, with rumors flying left and right about them being an item. But then, just as quickly as it started, it supposedly fizzled out, because Howard's career started to take a nosedive. Coincidence? Some folks don't think so. Back in the early 2000s, he was on the brink of being the next big leading man. I mean, his Oscar-winning performance in Crash had everyone thinking he was about to take over Hollywood. Now, zoom in on 2008. Terrence steps into the Marvel Universe with Iron Man as Rhodey, and he's raking in that sweet cash, holding down a side gig while being the highest-paid actor in the movie. But wait, fast forward to 2010, and bam, Don Cheadle swoops in as Rhodey in the Iron Man sequel. The plot thickens. Rumor has it Terrence got hit with a massive pay cut offer, like slashing it by 50% to 80% for Iron Man 2. But here's where things get interesting. Did he turn down the offer himself, or was there some behind-the-scenes drama? That, my friend, remains a mystery. Entertainment Weekly spilled some piping hot tea back in the day, suggesting Terrence might have had a bit of a temper issue, being a handful on set. Yeah, that doesn't sound right. Now, Terrence Howard wasn't the only one caught up in those swirling rumors about Beyonce's alleged flings. Nope, Sean Paul's name got tossed into the mix too, especially after those whispers about him and Queen Bey hooking up. But just like with Terrence, it seems like once Beyonce got what she needed from him, she left him in the dust, while she and Jay-Z continued to shine. Rumor has it things got a bit icy between them after they shot the music video for their hit Baby Boy separately.
There, the night before the video shoot, I was told I'm not in any scene with her, which to me at the time, the way I was thinking about the video was totally different. I thought we were gonna kind of act something out.
But hold up, Sean Paul himself decided to set the record straight on why he stopped performing Baby Boy with Beyonce and whether there was any truth to those juicy rumors. During an interview with the Daily Beast, he spilled the beans on some of his favorite collaborations. First up, Busta Rhymes, because let's be real, who wouldn't want to work with Busta? Sean Paul talked about feeling like he leveled up musically by teaming up for tracks like Gimme the Light and Make It Clap. Then there's Rihanna, who he bonded with over their shared love for Jamaica during a tour. But when the topic of Beyonce came up, Sean kept it real. He admitted they didn't exactly hang out, but he had mad respect for her music and, let's face it, her stunning looks. So when Queen Bey reached out for a collab, Sean was all in. He thought they were going to drop an R&B vibe, but it ended up being a dancehall banger. Despite the track's massive success, Sean Paul revealed he only got to perform it with Beyonce 3 times, and that kind of bummed him out. So while chatting about the whole performance dynamic, Sean Paul dropped some real talk. He mentioned how some of his longtime crew suddenly became fans after just 3 performances with Beyonce, which kind of blew his mind. He recalled one of those gigs being at Reggae Sunfest during the 2003 Rock the Mic tour. Now, Queen Bey wasn't on the tour every day, but she'd pop in on certain dates to do her thing, usually belting out Crazy in Love with Jay-Z. But here's where things take a weird turn. The second time Sean and Beyonce were set to perform together, things got funky real quick. Sean was in LA doing his thing when he got word they were gonna link up for Baby Boy. So he rushes over, the crowd goes wild, but then something feels off. Despite him giving it his all, he couldn't feel the energy from the crowd, and that's when it hit him. Someone had messed with his mic. Backstage, his own crew was fuming, telling him they couldn't hear a word he was saying out there. Basically, his mic got straight up sabotaged. Now, the first time it happened, Sean brushed it off as a glitch, but when it happened again, yeah, he knew something fishy was going on. Sean had another performance lined up with Beyonce, this time in Scotland for an MTV event. They did the whole rehearsal thing. Everything seemed smooth sailing. The plan was for Sean to pop up from under the stage, join Beyonce at this big center stage surrounded by fire. Sounds pretty epic, right? Well, here's where things went left. When it was Sean's turn to spit his verse, the track went all wonky, looping the same part over and over. Sean's there like, what's the deal here? And that was the moment it clicked for him. Someone was trying to mess with his shine. Now here's where it gets juicy. Apparently, after this debacle, Beyonce decided to confront Sean about those pesky dating rumors because it was starting to mess with her rep. Remember the victim card we talked about? Exactly. But Sean's like, hold up, I knew Jay before you, and we were cool, so maybe me and him should chat first. But Beyonce's team wasn't having it. They made it crystal clear they weren't going to be working with Sean anymore. Then there's the VMAs debacle. Beyonce tells Sean they're going to rehearse for their performance. But then the day before the big show, Sean overhears someone else rehearsing Baby Boy, and surprise, surprise, when they check with the label, they're hit with the news Beyonce's flying solo for the performance. For Sean, it was not only awkward but downright humiliating, especially having to sit through the show with his wife and other celebs asking why he wasn't up there. And when Sean finally clocked that there was some serious sabotage going on, he decided to cut his losses and bounce. Also, back when Destiny's Child was making waves, they bumped into NSYNC quite a bit at those swanky entertainment events. And word on the street was that Beyonce and Justin Timberlake might have shared a steamy moment or two at one of those star-studded soirees. But hold up, because there's more. Remember the 2000 MTV VMA Awards? Beyonce and Sisqó showed up twinning in matching outfits, sparking rumors about their super close bond. They were practically inseparable, fueling speculation about just how tight they really were. And then there's Marques Houston. They go way back, like back to their teenage days before the fame train took off. Rumor had it they might have been more than just buddies, especially since Marques saw Beyonce's star quality early on and wanted to team up with her. But according to him, they were strictly friends. Guess we'll never really know for sure. Oh, and let's not forget Pharrell Williams. Seems like they were pretty smitten with each other for a while there. Looks like Queen Bey had her fair share of love interests. But here's where it gets interesting. Some folks are saying maybe Beyonce wasn't calling all the shots in these relationships. Maybe Jay-Z's influence played a bigger role than we realize. I mean, they go way back, right? Maybe his control over her from a young age pushed her to explore with other guys. And there's also talk about him controlling her. Could he be the real culprit behind all this drama? Let's rewind to the year 2000. Not much deets about how they first met, but Beyonce spilled the beans that it happened when she was just 18. Picture this. They're sitting next to each other on a plane, both at the 2000 MTV Spring Break Music Festival. Jay-Z even dropped a reference to that moment in one of his songs. In the song, Everything is Love, he sings, "We played it cool at the pool of the Cancun VMA. Confidence you exude make the fools stay away. Fate had me sitting next to you on the plane and I knew straight away." So maybe it was a bit of love at first sight, but hold up. They didn't spill the relationship tea until 4 years later at the MTV Video Music Awards. Maybe they waited those 4 years to let Beyonce age a bit before making it public. Cause some folks side-eye the fact that Jay-Z got involved with her when she was 18, and he's a solid 12 years older. While their 12-year age gap might not be such a big deal for many couples, but the fact that they first met when she was a fresh 18-year-old and he was 30 puts a pretty hefty, weird stamp on their relationship. Age stuff aside, some folks have been pointing out the power dynamics right from the get-go. Beyonce was already a big deal, but Jay-Z was this industry heavyweight with way more power and influence. This mix of age and power has got people questioning how consensual and ethical their relationship was at the start. Alright, fast forward a bit. After 4 years of public dating in 2008, bam, secret wedding ceremony. We didn't even know they were engaged, let alone tying the knot. And as much as we'd love a perfect love story, reality's a bit messier. You've probably heard the scoop. Jay-Z's famous for cheating on Beyonce. They've both been clear about it, and it's a rough chapter. But let's rewind and talk about how we all found out, because it's a real heartbreaker. So a few months before the big day, Jay was down in Miami shooting a commercial and apparently crossed paths with an up-and-coming rapper named Olivia McFaller. Olivia spilled the beans in an interview with Radar Online, sharing that she was on set, hanging with her sister, when Jay decided decided to pull up his chair next to hers. They had a chat, and then he bounced. Later on, one of Jay's bodyguards approached Olivia, telling her that Jay wanted her number. Classy move, right? Well, Olivia thought it was a bit immature, and out of respect for Beyonce, she turned down the number exchange. But wait, the story doesn't end there. They reportedly bumped into each other again at Nobu in Miami. This time, Olivia was with her crew, and Jay was rolling with his friends, including Beyonce's sister Solange. According to Olivia, they both ditched their tables and had a rendezvous in a private corridor where they finally swapped numbers. Olivia spilled the details to Radar Online, revealing that Solange walked right past and kinda caught the whole scene. She said, "I told you the day that Jay-Z and I exchanged numbers at Nobu in Miami. Solange came walking up out of nowhere. I thought I was about to get my butt beat, so I backed off quickly. She has been guarding her sister's property since day one. Beyonce doesn't even have to say anything. Solange is a beast. Solange was ready to beat my butt when she got off that elevator and saw Jay and I talking. Jay saw Solange, and then he rushed and sent me to his bodyguard to exchange numbers with him. His name was Norman. He gave me a phone number, and I guess that was Jay-Z's extra phone for girls to call. Norman has since passed. I can't believe I dodged a butt whooping from Solange that day. She was a big reason why I left him alone. She gave me a look of death. Very scary. Well, we all need a Solange in our lives, right? I mean, who wouldn't want someone who's got their back like that? Because let's be real, not everyone's got your best interest at heart. Now, it seems like Beyonce had something to say about it all. In one of her tracks titled Resentment, she threw some vibes about the situation, singing, "I know she was attractive, but I was here first. Been riding with you for 6 years. Why did I deserve to be treated this way by you? I know you're probably thinking, what's up with B? I used to be so strong, but now you took my soul." But guess what? Nothing major came out of the whole mess, and Olivia tried to make the most of the scandal by dropping a song called Sorry, Mrs. Carter. She wrote, "Your man, he likes model chicks. He likes all naturally flawless model chicks like me." As for her rap career, well, it didn't exactly take off, and Olivia faded into the background. Then in 2012, Blue Ivy comes into the scene, and 2 years later, it's trouble in paradise after that infamous elevator showdown between Solange and Jay-Z. Lots of folks thought the whole drama hinted at Jay possibly stepping out on Beyonce. In the footage, you see Solange going off on the rapper, hitting and kicking him while what looks like a security guy tries to keep her in check. And at one time, Beyonce steps in to play referee between her husband and sister. Things got so heated that when they hopped in the elevator, it went from 0 to 100 real quick. It's a pretty intense moment. 10 days after the incident, the trio released a joint statement addressing the drama, saying, "As a result of the public release of the elevator security footage from Monday, May 5th, there has been a great deal of speculation about what triggered the unfortunate incident. But the most important thing is that our family has worked through it," they said in a statement to the Associated Press. Jay and Solange each assume their share of responsibility for what has occurred. They both acknowledge their role in this private matter that has played out in the public. They both have apologized to each other, and we have moved forward as a united family. The statement continued, "The reports of Solange being intoxicated or displaying erratic behavior throughout that evening are simply false. At the end of the day, families have problems, and we're no different. We love each other, and above all, we are family. We've put this behind us and hope everyone else will do the same." But let's be real. We've seen family spats, but nothing quite like this. Anybody else witnessed family drama that hit this level? So by 2016, Beyonce's fans were already getting the vibe that something's up in her and Jay-Z's world, especially after that elevator drama with Solange. Then comes the bombshell. Beyonce drops her album Lemonade. Now 2 songs, Hold Up and Sorry, start pointing fingers at Jay-Z for possibly straying. She's throwing lines like, "He only wants me when I'm not there. He better call Becky with the good hair." And oh boy, the Bayhive went into detective mode trying to figure out who this Becky was. Turns out it's more of a name for all the women in general, not just one specific person. Rumors about Beyonce and Jay-Z's rocky marriage had been swirling since 2014, and the gossip kept going strong in 2015 and 2016. Then bam, we get this album with all these lyrics, and it's like a spotlight on the cracks in their relationship. Enter Rachel Roy, the ex-wife of Jay-Z's former friend and business partner Damon Dash, posting stuff on Instagram that had people thinking it was a nod to Beyonce. She said, "Good hair, don't care, but we will take good lighting for selfies or self-truth." And just like that, people went on the attack, thinking she's the infamous Becky. Beyonce fans flooded her socials with bee and lemon emojis. And let's just say you don't want to be on the wrong side when it comes to the Bayhive. vibe. Rachel was definitely feeling the heat. It's like walking into the lion's den with that crowd. So at one point, Beyoncé seriously thought about calling it quits when she found out about Jay-Z's affair, but they somehow managed to work through it. Now hold on to your hats, because there's a former bodyguard, Uncle Ron, who's gone all out on TikTok, dropping some wild allegations about the power couple. Now who's this Uncle Ron guy, you ask? He used to be a bodyguard for a bunch of celebs, and there are some pics floating around of him with Beyoncé, but the deets on their personal relationship are a bit hazy. Anyhow, he's making some bold claims, like saying Jay-Z and Beyoncé secretly schemed to mess up R&B artist Carrie Hilson's career after she said something about Queen Bey. Then he hits with the bombshell. He's claiming Jay-Z's and controlling Beyoncé for years, saying their relationship is more business than romance.
Man, yeah, Beyonce's on. She been on them for a long time, and you keep her that way.
Now, he didn't really come with the receipts, just a bunch of words. However, if it was just him spinning this tale about Beyoncé being on, you might brush it off. But guess what? He's not flying solo on this one. Cultural commentator Jaguar Wright jumped into the mix, straight up calling Jay-Z who's got Beyoncé drugged up to Now, I gotta say, some fans have got some PTSD from the whole Britney situation, where celebrities end up with everyone and their cousin controlling their lives. And to add a twist to the plot, there's this viral clip of Beyoncé looking kinda dead-eyed and swaying at a basketball game with Jay-Z. People were throwing around ideas that she might be on something or just super exhausted. The swaying wasn't exactly a good look. Maybe it's some kind of knows. Well, it's no secret that Jay-Z has dropped hints about his knack for manipulation, so if all these rumors turn out to have some truth to them, it wouldn't exactly be a shocker. But there's this notion floating around that despite the drama, the Carters are two peas in a pod, cut from the same cloth and all that jazz. But what's your take on all this? Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts. Until next time, catch you in the...
But yeah, man, the situation is absolutely insane. Seems like it's very true at this point. Jay-Z does in fact control Beyonce. You get what I mean? He might even have her on all those stuff that, you know, she was just recently talking about, bro. So you get what I mean? Like, man, it's crazy. And the stuff about Beyonce not actually having a child with Jay-Z with someone else is insane, bro. You get what I mean? But overall, seems like TikTok is where everybody's, you know, doing the exposing. You get what I mean? A lot of people are going to TikTok to expose the truth because it's easy, bro. You get what I mean? You post a 30-second video to a minute, and it's just like, you know, you expose the truth, and a lot of people could end up seeing it. You get what I mean? It's a lot easier to get the truth out there. That's why a lot of people go on TikTok to expose their experiences with Diddy, Jay-Z, no matter whatever it might be, man. They just go on there, and sometimes they might even end up getting banned, bro. That's the crazy part. They might even end up getting banned. TikTok bans these people, but it doesn't take much to make a new account, right? But yeah, man, this is absolutely insane, though. Let me know what you guys think, man. Like, it's a lot of information in just one video, bro. But yeah, man, peace out.